The cities were attacked. There are survivors. But as far as your grandfather's friend, I can't find him anymore. His signature has gone missing.
So this was the grandfather's friend's village was attacked.
No, the friend that you sent him to into the jungle last time.
Yeah, so this guy had taken my sword to someone that had served with my grandfather.
Correct.
Right, and I was looking for information that this person might know of my grandfather.
Correct.
So what he's telling me now is that village, whatever that area, had been invaded.
Yeah, his hidden location. But it was no village, but yeah.
Okay, that location. Okay, that area was. This is troubling indeed. I appreciate your efforts. I will compensate you for your time, of course. For now, you have my sword.
And he will pull it out from his back and hold it in front of him.
Alex, you've been a journey. I have to admit, a little concerned that you can see this value of the sword for yourself. So you've gained my trust even more so. It's troubling indeed to hear what the demons have brought to our land. We and my companions, our purpose is to bring a speedy end to these demons. Speedy is a wrong word. I don't expect this to be fast in any way, but we've dedicated our lives to this cause. So, for now, I don't think I have demands of your time, but know that I value your service. Should I need you, is there a way I can contact you?
Says, yes. And he hands you a pebble-looking, like marble almost. So reddish color, almost with black stripes around it. Just hold this out. Call my name. And he looks about. And the tavern says, I must admit, I didn't think you would be here in Crinvia's domain. But I've known her for quite some time. Be careful with that one.
She has intelligence, access to intelligence that we can use for our cause.
Indeed she does. But remember, sometimes, if you push too far for information, there might be favors owed eventually. And she has a way for collecting favors. But if you are an ally, then she is the best ally to have. Just make sure you do not cross her path in the unfavorable way.
I look over to Cup. You heard that, right, Cup?
Yeah.
Good. Davex, we've kept her waiting. I appreciate you again. Our paths shall cross again, I'm sure.
This,
With a step up, give him a forearm shake, and then a nod, and I'll walk off. Unless he has more to say.
he nods and says, at least I've chronicled enough to keep Rigva's memory. Until next we meet. And he will sit back down and just stare at the succubus that's playing the music right now in the stage. And then Serafina just smiles, nods, and then she starts leading you downstairs. And as you all, I figure the entire group is going, right? Except for,
Well, so,
yeah, if
I
I,
don't know. It is, oh, sorry.
I think Narzak is the only one that wasn't going.
Dan Narzak is the only one that didn't want to go.
Narzak, right?
Yeah.
Narzak is on the tree.
Yeah. All right, so Narzak is staying behind.
His bird disappears.
All right. Well then, with that, the group heads down into the first layer of the bottom chambers. And you can see that these layers are actually very elegant, almost like the first floor layers. You see people even playing, gambling here in different rooms and velvet curtains. And she leads you to the very back, eventually going into a more hidden hallway. A locked door that she whispers some sort of incantation. It opens, she leads you into another room, and then stairs that start leading down. And then you start to hear, the faint whispers at first of people maybe screaming, and it starts echoing louder and louder as you walk further down. And then, before we continue, it's I don't know if your mic is has a lot of I don't know whose it is. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, it has a lot of noise for some unknown reason. It's never done that before. I don't know if anybody else can hear it or it's just me, but
You're guessing you. It's gone right now, so.
oh yeah, it's gone right now.
I know what it was then.
Oh, okay.
If my mic was on top of the monitor, I forgot to pull it down.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Or not my monitor, my, the motherboard.
Oh, okay. All right. So, as y'all finally make it down, I'm going to go ahead and move y'all over to this here. See, we got everybody. That map should change. Serafina leads you down to this last stair, which seems to go on for quite a bit, but eventually the sounds of people in various states of distress, and you see one succubus waiting for her. She moves to the center. You see a male that's actually almost hanging by the neck on the balls of his feet. And you see these cells that are lingering in the walls, a closed door to the right, which would be to the south. But this area is enormous. And while it doesn't show a display here, you see that this chamber has various different devices, even spurts of blood that are scraped on the floor and walls. And you see many different gadgets hanging from the walls. You see whips and such, and you can even hear how the ambience of this chamber just kind of echoes. It's almost like if there's wind blowing through here, but also mixed in with the cries that are echoing in the back somewhere from other cells. And then as we're going to shoot this more over to, that will go right there. But Serafina arrives as she starts walking, and she looks over at this other one. She says, "All right, Cassia, we're here in order to ask questions for the devil that's willing to give them." And she smiles and looks back at you guys. And Cassia looks over. Yes. It was a fun night. I had much pleasure breaking that one, especially because she's a devil. And she starts leading Serafina past over to the doors, which she enters into the doors. And if anybody walks past the cells over here, there seems to be a human female who actually clutches to the cells, and She runs. Anybody that's close by, anybody that's following by, she says, "Please, please, are you with my father? Did he send you? Please, you have to get me out. I shouldn't be here. I don't know anything. I told her I don't know anything." You can hear her voice almost crack. She seems to have been crying recently, or at least not trying to cry now. And she says, "My name is Owen. My father is Darius Kane. If you know that name, if you know anyone who knows that name, please. I have been here 6 days." As she grips the bar, her knuckles are white. But it's up to anybody if they stop and talk to her or not.
Which one is
Here?
Yeah, the one that's up there. And she seems like she's young, actually.
Pause. Take a long look at her.
And she just looks over again, kind of pulls her one arm out. She like looks over. Please, I don't know anything. My father is my father's the one that they want, not me. She's like looks over. Does Cub actually kind of get close?
I kind of like get close to look at her. But like not like like I get close just to look at her and see. Just to, like as we're walking by, I stop to look at her and I just want to I'm looking at her and I'm just trying to like perceive like everything that she's trying to say is true. Like I guess I want to like insight to see if what she's trying to say is true. Anyway.
Yeah, you can roll an insight. As you're doing that, she says, "Whatever they think my father did, what do they want from him? I don't know it. I swear to the gods, I don't know it."
Very 20.
She seems to be very afraid, and she seems to be telling the truth from what you can at least read. You see that maybe she's a couple years older than Silent, but yeah, she just kind of sticks her hand out, and she says, "Please."
Then her father should come for her. Cub, our host is waiting. Please join us.
It's like, alright. Can I do a history check to see if what about the name that she mentioned about her dad?
You can, but I will say that it's probably very unlikely that you would heard in this. You haven't been in Palair very long.
I did have books. Maybe he'd probably mention it in some of the books that I collected that I managed to procure.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Yeah.
That's a critical fail.
You know absolutely nothing. And
Cub, join us.
and what does Cub do?
I was like, sorry, lady, I don't know anything about your predicament or your dad or so, but I mean, we'll talk later.
And she looks over, like she starts kind of almost bawling, and like holds her hand out, and kind of for anybody that passes, she just kind of looks at each face almost with a like fearful hope that somebody would stop and help her. But you know, as Volsa and the rest of the group, oh, go ahead.
As I walk away, she starts her crying. I'm like, God damn it! It's like my maternal instincts or like my caring instincts from taking care of Silent kind of kicking in. I'm gonna cast Goodberry. I'm just go up to her. I'm just like, here. I'm just gonna give her a Goodberry and be like,
Cub, you can't do that. Don't give them a good berry. These are captors. We have no idea.
What?
What if they're trying to starve her into more information? This is not our place to treat the captors. If you wish to do such a thing, bring it up with Crimbia. She's waiting for us.
Like, okay, fine.
All right.
Come. Zaz. Come.
All right. And then the seal.
I forgot. Are we still in the magical paralysis? Everything? We can't cast magic.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
So then my good berry wouldn't even.
Yeah, it wouldn't have even worked in there.
So she just gotten the. She would have gotten that done. That would work then. Never mind.
And y'all pass by. You hear the choking sounds of this guy trying to keep his feet. He's like on the balls of his feet, and he just kind of looks over. His hands are tied behind him, but he's just like choking on the rope. And then Volsa just like walks past and follows Grumthar and Tarnik. And then in this chamber, as you all walk in, you see Crinvia, and you see the other succubi look over and says, "My queen, your guests have arrived." You see Crinvia, she turns, and you see Ravka, also similar. Her wrists are bound. You see missing fingers. Her wings are clipped by some sort of metal that seems to be hissing with fumes. And you see her wings are actually almost like felled and broken, it seems. And you also see that there's parts to where maybe some of the flesh is almost like bands of flesh barely hanging on to the top of them. They're still hooked to the bottom parts of the wings, but the top of them seems to if they were being peeled slowly off her back, and just threads of skin hanging there. And you see two succubi on each side, and she is wrapped in some sort of chain that seems to be maybe glowing reddish purple, and also be singeing her body. She's completely unclothed, completely all clothing removed from her. And you see these succubi as well, who are just seems to be stretching the chains. And Crinvia just looking and turns to you all, and she says, "Ah, welcome. This one was such a persistent one. They're all stubborn and walks like that with the devils. A hierarchy of sorts that they believe they must hold true to. But once you know how the devils work, you can still remind them of the tortures they felt in the hells, and then threaten to have their master see them how they are now. Devils always care about climbing the ladder. But should one be threatened to become a Lemire, now that's a different story, isn't it? One who has been weakened, one who has become an object, one who is not able to defend themselves, just a plaything." As she sees Crinvia just come out, walk over and lift her chin, and she actually kind of licks her on the side of the cheek. And you also see where there's some cuts. And you see Revka, she looks over, and her, well, you remember her as a, maybe terrifying, but maybe just a devil. You have your ideas of devils, but in this, her eyes seem very downcast. She looks to be, her gaze basically just locking onto everyone. And it seems as if she's looking for anything in her eyes that you can see that seems to be looking for help out of this situation that she's in. But Crinvia looks over and says, "I've gotten most of the information that I needed, but she's all yours. What questions would you like to ask her?" And Serafina just kind of smiles and walks back out and disappears.
Not sure I even know where to begin. Our accurate to my ideas. Ley lines, dragons. Of course, Mon himself. What weaknesses do they have? What access might we have to weaken them?
I was going to say what is closest to us that we can deal with.
And is this what you're asking her directly, or?
Oh, well, I'm getting grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're all standing right here within feet of each other, so I'm not hiding anything.
No.
Yeah, so I look privy. You had us captured this devil for your own purposes, which are in line with ours, of course. So, tell me what you've learned so far.
And she looks over and smiles. Oh, I did learn of a node. In the Polarian Mountains, at least what Rivka knows, and she's willing to divulge completely, for all devils are always trying to see how much they can lie, to see what they can bargain with, trying to make those compacts. She says, Ashkavar's Cut. There's a temple, Ashkavar's Cut. It was once a way shrine to Elandra, the goddess of peace and magic. But it seems that Anam's forces, during the Battle of Polaria, when Polaria fell, they took it 3 months ago. After they were pushed because they had a corrupted portal and teleportation circle there. They plan to use this desecrated temple in order to send armies through the hidden tunnels of Polaria. That's where they escaped last, the citizens of Polaria, going to the silver city of Noalia. And she told me it is guarded by a platoon of Serpari soldiers and Bone Devil commanders. Vothrek is the main commander. You see, Ravika, she is talking. As Krinvia is talking, Ravika just kind of bites her jaw. You see her jaw just set really tense. But you also see her red eyes that were hellfire now dim. And you see almost, well, you could actually tell, glistening wetness under her tears. And she said she was willing to divulge more. You spoke of the ley lines. And she looks over toward Rivka. Feel free to ask her if you wish.
Can these ley lines be disrupted, destroyed?
Rivka looks over at you, her eyes piercing into Grumthar's. And she just, clenches her teeth. And then the two succubi just grab these piercing rods. There seems to be some sort of metal that are hot at the very end. And they seem to glow with some sort of hellish fiery aura. And they pierce it into her sides, and she screams. She lets out this wailing scream. It's guttural and painful. And you see tears run down her face. And Krimja says, if I were you, I would answer, this is only going to get worse. And you already seen what worse is. We can take it to that level again. And she walks over, and she starts, when they take the rods out, she pretty much just moves her fingers around the piercing flesh and starts healing it. You wouldn't want that now. We can always have you feel other sensations. Why don't you be nice? Why don't you answer, Grumthar? And Crinvia looks over at Grumthar again. Go ahead, ask again.
These ley lines can they be destroyed or disrupted?
And when Grumthar asks, would he be trying to raise his voice or anything, or trying to intimidate, or just asking normally?
I think the first time here, the intimidation, the torture, as it were, is being done for me.
Yeah.
Grumthar himself doesn't feel that need to do it. I don't know if it's really persuasion.
You can roll a persuasion, just because. It just depends. 18. She looks. She says, "This cascade. They call it the chorus." And she says, "Certain threshold of corrupted nodes. They think they sing together, but it's just like a tuning fork. It's not 8 months. Nam's been lying, giving false information for those that are searching for the nodes. It's less than 8 months before the great corruption takes place. 5 months, perhaps less. And once this thing called the chorus takes effect, you can't stop the corruption, not even if you bring one node down. It will start the domino effect. It will spread corruption through all the ley lines in Solar. Magic will be subdued. And then it will affect the vines of the elder tree, the roots. And then all plant life will begin to die. She kind of holds her tongue for a while. She looks over at Crinvia. Crinvia just smiles at her. She looks back at the faces of everyone as if pleading for help, but she looks, "I can't. You don't understand." "I can't divulge that information. Anam will know."
Zaz, are devils appealing to your palate? Perhaps her foot.
Yeah, what does Saz do? I don't know if you're talking, but you're muted if you're talking. Oh, maybe he's away.
I was double muted.
Oh,
If this is the first time I've gotten the chance to speak, it will take him a second to.
the two succubi kind of laugh, almost like a giggle. And the Visha, Crinvia says, "Why don't you let us, our parry friend, have a little taste?" And you see Ravika, she looks over at Saz. "They will do worse to me. They will send me back. They might even turn me into Lemire. I can't divulge this." She looks over at Saz.
How much of her do you need to keep alive?
And Corinvia looks over. It's like, oh, we can keep just the torso if you wish. The limbs, they're all free for you too.
Fine. Asapari has quite an appetite.
She looks over and says, is Sa trying to intimidate her or anything? What is he doing currently?
So, I don't know if anyone will be able to see it, but Saz is actively trying to put on a face while covering up his rage, and the fact that they're allowing him to torture her, he definitely wants to rip her arm off at the very least.
And does he do this in a way that he tries to intimidate her or show it to her specifically, or is he just...
Yes, yeah, he would, if he is allowed to, I would literally rip her arm off, show it to her, and then as you guys have seen already, he would swallow it in front of her and continue the conversation.
Okay. Well then, yeah, she's her arms, she's being held up by her arms basically. She's at the ball of her feet, unbalanced because she keeps trying to grab her balance. So if you do this, you just basically rip her arm off, and she screams and screams, and then she looks over with tears in her eyes, and she's, you have to stop each one, in order that they were corrupted.
Stop each ley line in order as they were corrupted.
And she says, yes, they all started. She looks over and says, they all started deep within the prismatic forest. You would have to travel to the first one. As she, like, blood is coming down, you see this succubi walk over and then just kind of lick at the blood, and you see Corinvia walk over and start healing it. It's like, now, we can't allow you to pass out, can we? Says, we wouldn't want you to go to the hells quite so quickly. And she, like, hangs and dangling by her one arm that's left. And she looks at the Grumthar and says, yes, prismatic forest, the largest node. You can find it there, and follow the signatures from there. It would be a map, just like a map. You will know how to follow it.
How do we end its corruption?
And she looks. It's evil energy from the hells that are non-muses. Powers from the shadow realm. You have to find the opposite. Divine power. Someone who has great divine power. Someone who is attached to the land. Someone who can unmake what Anom is corrupting. But they must be powerful. They must be very powerful casters or followers of a divine god.
The other tree.
And she looks over at Cub. And she says, what of the elder tree? She looks over and she says, what do you wish to know?
Is it powerful enough to... the spell of darkness
No.
that you just mentioned?
The elder tree itself is in danger of becoming corrupted. The elder tree is just meant to keep disease away, but this one is specific. Already the behemoth was sent after it. But the brides interfered. She says, 4 of the brides took down the behemoth. But Anam is not stopping. Anam wishes to use a certain signature to corrupt the elder tree, that it cannot fight back. I do not know what signature this is. No, she says that. She kind of quiets down. Crimea looks over and finishes healing the stump of the missing arm now. Pushes her face toward her and gives her a kiss on the cheek. I'll be back, my lovely. And she looks over at the other succubi and says, continue. And you see these 2 succubi just kind of walk forward and start continuing to torment her. She screams as they pull on the chains and slice meat off. And she walks over and she steps to the side over here, but where Volsa is, which Volsa steps away.
And so when we're in somewhere that prisoner can't hear us.
She'll, if you want to go, she'll walk outside.
Yeah.
She just walks outside.
Kind of the group I would hope would follow.
Yeah.
What she says doesn't make sense to me.
If you're speaking of the elder tree, then yes. I know about the elder tree.
Prismatic nodes, order in which they were corrupted, and how to counteract that corruption. It makes sense.
I believe that she might be holding some information back, but she's telling the truth overall. Devils is in their nature to hold back. Even if she dies, which we cannot take that chance, and is sent back to the hells, then yes. And she looks and says, the prismatic forest is a very strange place, even for my succubi, when they traveled in there. If Anam was able to send agents, then it must have been very powerful. I've traveled there, and even my powers are, let's just say, tired when I'm trying to keep the strangeness away. Different forms of time seem to waver. You never know if you're in the past, in the future, or the present. Other things, of course. But yes, if there is a node, that would probably be the most powerful of the nodes. And if she speaks truth, possibly, yes, that would be one of the spots to start. But where is the question?
It's not as easy as the prismatic forest. The location she gave.
She'll look, it's like the prismatic forest is very large. Large and has many sections and locations, thousands of miles.
I think she could be a little more specific. We can work on that. I'm curious, my question really is divine energy, but a mere barbarian. I smash things. I don't have divine energies. My companions here, Tarnak, Cub, and so on. I doubt we would have this energy necessary to disrupt this amount of evil. How is this even possible?
I don't know how much power Anam used, though he is very powerful. But as powerful as Anam has been, he usually works on layers. He looks over at Cub. How powerful do you think you are? She looks directly at him.
It's... I can't really say because we are right now. I am cut off from the earth in in your domain right now. But if we were to get to the Elder Tree, I might be able to do something.
She says, well, the Elder Tree is its own adventure in the North Continent. To disrupt the node, you would need this divine energy. And she'll look over at Tarnik as well. I assume you also carry this power.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, she just kind of looks over at Tarnik.
I have some powers. I don't know where they come from at the moment.
She looks a little confused at that and says, Well, that would be the first step. Trying to see who would be grateful enough to help you, or at least garner power to increase the abilities of your friends here. Be it divine energy, increasing the potency. If I would be able to help, I would. Unfortunately, by what I heard her speaking when I initially interrogated her, I can't really push hard on whatever Anam is using. He seems to be using this power of the negative. I also use the abyssal powers. Powers that I would say are seen as dark, perhaps sometimes even edging on the evil, according to the views of the world. So I would not be able to help you in this.
I look over to Cub. Cub, you're strong in your faith. Can we appeal to your order, your religion, and perhaps find some sort of artifact that you could call upon to augment your ability to somehow grant us this divine energy to disrupt the world? Is there someone here that we could appeal to?
I could probably contact my goddess herself. Maybe not herself, but in this dimension or in this domain lands here that she uses as a counterpart, I can try to reach out to her.
I trust you can work on her for a better location, unless perhaps Zapata should feed some.
He says, well, I do require a little bit of pieces in order to work with. Even if I have only her torso, but limbs are always nice casualties of interrogation. She smiles.
So, do you require further assistance in this? Or
And she says, I do not. I simply wanted you to come down, and if you had any certain questions. I know what questions I will ask, but I do not know anything that might be permanent to you. She said permanent to the group. Speaking of, what is Saz doing currently where the devil is?
Sod still has a score to settle with this thing, and he has not gotten the information that seeks. So, seeing as they all went off to have a talk, and they're under the assumption that the Succubi could have stopped them, if DM allows, he'll start stabbing his claws into that stump where he took the hand, and just start probing her.
Oh yeah.
About these samurai servers that now serve the middle one. Please, by all means, share how this goes and how it means to the truth, able to live with themselves. What is their goal?
And she screams, and then she like holds her mouth tight, and she looks over. Roll me a intimidation to see if she's going to speak on this. And she says, she looks over. What are you speaking of? You're Sir Perry. You're supposed to be helping us. We're supposed to be helping each other. Why are you helping these inferiors? Ooh. Flesh rips out, blood trickling down, the stench of sulfur lingering in the air as you do this. And she this time she doesn't scream, she just kind of holds her mouth, but you can see a little bit of her teeth where you actually kind of scraped in a little deep. And she looks over, tears are forming, and you look over. What are you wanting? We made a compact.
We made no such compact. These samurai has no idea.
She looks wide-eyed, and she looks completely confused at him, or at Sauce, and says, "The Sapari, Anam, all of it. The Sapari were the ones that made a compact that would get the upper hand in the end when the Devil's help was the army. They would gain the lands. The demons would gain theirs." He kind of growls at that. "And the devils will gain a third part of the world. This is the deal that the Sapari made. To destroy and enslave all other races. But there would be on equal footing with the devils, so long as they leave each other alone. The devils have nothing to do with the Sarpari. They want their war with the demons. We know that Anam is playing the chess game, the long game, but in the end, we know the demons." And she looks at the succubi. And then she quiets down. "We know the demons are idiots. They only care about chaos. They don't have any order." When you see these succubi just kind of giggle around, and they press more of the piercing metal into her, and she screams as she looks at you now when they pull back out. That is how we made the compact. What else do you want?
They're going to basically mimic what Krivia just.
Oh yeah, she screams loud, and everybody out in the hallway would hear this about this time. So by that time, Grumthar, I guess you were at the door. She like
There's no way that a sep-
and she looks over and she says, "Believe what you want." And she just kind of dangles there, trying. She can't really do anything because her eye is bleeding out, but she's just kind of dangling from the arm, trying to grab her balance. Volsa just steps in and watches all this happening. Krinbia follows in. It's like, oh my. It seems that our Sarpari friend here has a little bit more taste of the violence than I do. How delightful.
Put my hand on Zaza's shoulder. Remember, they need her alive.
Krinbia. Oh, go ahead.
Were you like a wild animal?
Yeah. I'm grateful that you're not alive with this man.
No one knows rage better than I.
Before she finishes, or before you leave, she's just going to heal the eye socket. More playtime for later.
I'm going back to deck.
And then she looks over at Cassia and says, "Proceed, Cassia. It seems that we have a little bit of competition with the Sarpari here. Perhaps you can go up to a little bit of a notch in torture. Take a little bit of a lesson from our friend Saz here." And she walks out. And she doesn't face him, but she like gives like a smirk looking at the devil. Being a demon, of course. They enjoy this. And you will hear the sounds of crying and torture as you all are leaving. Aside from that, also mixing in with other sounds, like whip sounds off in the distance echoing. You hear some woman screaming, a man screaming, crying for help. And Volsa will follow Grumthar, saying nothing at all. Seraphina's actually by the stairs waiting. And as Krinvia says, "Alright, Grumthar, we'll speak again. Until next."
Very good. I appreciate your hospitality.
Says, "Of course. she disappears back and closes the doors. And as y'all are walking by, it's a girl over here still trying to scream at people. She says, please don't leave me. And she just kind of stands there begging at anybody.
Zaz, the female there seems to want your companionship. Go say hello. Did you hear me?
What did I miss?
This female keeps talking to us. She says she'd like us to stay. Don't leave her. And I tell you to go say hi. She wants your companionship.
She, if you approach, her eyes kind of lighten. She's like, "Will you help me?"
DM, I haven't cleaned any of that blood off from the earlier episode.
Oh, okay, no. So she's just gonna step back then. In that case, she's gonna look that, and she just looks with wide eyes. That's a good note. Yeah, she looks over.
I thought you wanted help. Why do you run from me?
She looks over. You got blood. You got blood. I'm just wanting to get out of here. I want to go home.
Swan does not think that you will make it home, little one.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do as my father's doing. Please, will you at least find him?
What condition would you like your father in when I find him?
And she looks confused and she's like, I just want to get out of here. Just please tell him to let me out. Tell him to talk to them. I haven't done anything wrong, I swear. I don't know all the stuff that my father does. He only speaks of it. I overhear him. But And she looks over and she's like, just anyone, please. Just tell him to come get me.
The name I have is Darius Kane.
Yeah.
And seemingly human.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems all human, so yeah.
Alright, very good, Zaz. We've had our fun. Serafina, would you like to show us out?
And she's like, oh, sure. And she starts hopping up the stairs. All right, let's go back. That was such an enjoyable moment, wasn't it? Always nice to see a devil get their own. You know, when I was captured, they did a lot of terrible things to me and my friend. Naxalia, you've talked to her. Similar things. He says, but I was able to get my eyes back at least.
We've reached the edge of our map there, William.
Yeah, I was just... jumping y'all back over. Bam! Alright. So y'all eventually make it past the other hallway where people are playing cards, gambling and such, and back to the first floor. And Serafina actually goes back to her working, getting ready to serve her bartending job. So you'll have some information, at least. But depending on what you want to do with that information, it's up to y'all right now. Kind of in a crossroads. Though the biggest word that Trinvia was more interested on was that Ash Cavit's cut. Let me copy it. Put it in there. Actually, sorry. Ashkavar's cut. That's what I meant. Oh my gosh. Well, if I can post it in there, that'd be nice. Yeah. So that one had a portal that she spoke about, and with also a teleportation circle up in the Polarian Mountains. But aside,
Like, that was different than the first node that we talked so much about.
yeah, that was different from the would you call it, the node? Actually, this is a whole different thing. It's a portal that's close to the Polarian city up in the mountains that can lead into the caves. That's the one that Crinvia actually spoke about. And she did seem like she was going to continue before she started asking other questions. But the other one is the nodes themselves, which is in the prismatic forest. Third one that Cub asked about was the Elder Tree, which that one is in the North Continent, North Angoria, which you are in South Angoria right now.
My brain's kind of swimming.
Yeah. So basically, prismatic forest is nodes, and then the Ashgavar Cut is a portal and a teleportation circle. It's the two main things. So to disrupt the nodes is the one that you would have to go into the prismatic forest, or at least try to find it. Yeah.
Is following us into the bar here, and we would continue outside, perhaps
Rejoin your bird friend.
Yeah. Narzag.
Mr. Narzag outside. Yeah, Narzag, you would see your group back again.
Cub, I hope you're joining us.
Where are you? Come out from hiding.
Where is... How did I lose Volsa? Volsa disappeared. I'm gonna go grab her again. Guess she stayed back. There we go. Wanted to see more of the torture, I guess. Boom, there we go. As Volsa walks over, and then she's finally at her composure. Composes herself. Looks over at the group. And she's like, I've seen some tortures before, but I've never seen something such gruesome. I've known to kill efficiently. I kill my targets quickly. That was demons at work, and devils. We should not place ourselves on such dire consequences. What is to say that they would not turn against us sometime, or ask for something that we can't pay? She looks over at Grumthar.
Are we to destroy it? Use it?
Volsa looks over and says, I would think that it has nothing to do with us, does it? She just mentioned something about Polaria, which is not our objective.
Narzag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he still keep his 30 still sleeping? That's my question.
I suspect if he finds a spot, if that spot is keeping him hidden, I would suspect. I mean, that's what usually snipers do. They find a spot and just kind of sleep in that same spot. Okay. So what, Narzag is just asleep?
He said he was scouting, but he fell asleep on the spot.
I
Okay.
suspect we would have. If you allow us.
Hide and seek.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun. I was taking a cat.
Well, if y'all were discussing, Serafina will walk over and says, "All right, so depending on where you're going, Cranvia did ask if you would be able for the information garnered. Of course, she's always open for more information that she would be taking from the devil. But yes, the information that she's more worried about is the temple that's up in the mountains of Polaria. She's willing to also reward on top of that, either for more information or items that you might need, but she would like to have that taken care of, because a portal that is going to be open to the hells and allow devils to enter Polaria again, something that I'm very against, would be very troublesome. If you're willing to accept this, of course, and take out the, and she looks over at the group and says, take out the devils and the, I guess, other Serpari that are there.
And how would we destroy this portal?
Crinvia has an item which will reverse the effects of the teleportation circle, and she knows the sigils that you need in order to align it correctly again. And once the portal is back in the hands of, I guess, the pilgrims that usually used to go and travel through the temple, she's going to speak with some people from the guilds here in Polaria, and possibly even the queen, so that she is aware of this. And then we shall send people to keep it guarded after. Though right now is probably going to take a little bit of time to get a hold of the queen. For some reason, royalty seem to just put aside people that want to talk to them, even if it is our queen, Crinvia. It's a very tense relationship we have here.
How you have a means for us to get to this portal?
And she claps her hands together and smiles. Yes, I do. It's we have teleportation scrolls.
I looked at Tarnik, looked searching for agreement. I do have other sources of information we would like to consult with. But this mission, it's important to Crinvia, it's important to us. We will make it a priority.
She says, it's not only important, but since this is information that was very secret, there might be secrets there that they were wishing to hold back. Undoubtedly, that because of her capture, they probably already know that she is in the grasps of someone. And when Anam finally discovers who, Crinvia also wanted me to warn that once this portal is taken, you will be in the foot of it. Thick of it, I think is the right word. And so you might start finally gaining and garnering the attention of this withered one, or Anam. I met him once. Not a very likable person. Very cold.
I'm sure. Thank you, Serafina. When the time comes, we'll approach you with these scrolls.
And she says, excellent. Yes, so just remember, it might be beneficial to you as well, but also dangerous because you might have the attention of the withered one. But if there's some secrets that lie there that may be important for the future, I think that's what Crinvia is really wanting to grasp. And as, take that into consideration. If you need any other questions, I'll be serving at the bar. Talismanic 9. Yeah, it's one of my harder ones. Yeah, let me get it really quick.
Talismanic 9.
Talismanic 9. Actually, I'll just go to the website really quick and get it there.
In my opinion.
All right.
There. All right. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to wherever we need to go for Cub and appeal to his divine resources for a divine artifact, some aid, and then we're gonna go to this talismanic 9 and bring them up to speed with what we've done and what we know. And then, unless our opinion changes, Gormthar is going to be of the opinion to.
Yeah. So basically, you will have the well. There are a few more options, but you got two main options that also will decipher future progress clocks. But okay, sounds good. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna make it to 9. So well, I guess this is a good stopping spot. I'm feeling the pain, feeling the pain hitting. So, yeah, we'll continue, and I'm gonna talk to Josh tonight, hopefully, and hopefully he'll be joining us. I just want to make sure that we were past that part right there, because I got to do something with him too if he's gonna join. All right, let me go ahead and stop.
Yeah, take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, absolutely.